Our value stock strategist, Tracey Ryniec, going to help us now find a couple of stocks that have some value. And you say the Pickens is getting slim, huh?
Yeah, because this rally continues. You know, the average on the S&P 500 is really rising, and value stocks are well underneath that now. So it's definitely hard to find Zacks #1 ranks that, you know, have a decent PE.
All right, well, you've identified a couple
Yes.
for this week anyway. Tyson Foods, TSN, is one.
Yes, I've talked about them before. The chicken, pork, beef guys. A lot of people only equate them with the chicken, though. But the beef side is big for them, and they're going in some interesting directions. That's really going to help their earnings over the next couple of years. They're heading more into the processed foods area. You know, like breakfast and dinner sausages and things like that. They do have competition in that area with Hormel and other companies like that. But the analysts do think that they're going to be able to take some market share away from some of their competitors, and they're buying out some smaller companies in this area, and you know, they're putting the push in there. And then we're also seeing it in their main business. Pork prices, I don't know if you bought any lately, but I went to the supermarket and I couldn't believe the prices. And
Do you know what's behind that?
Well, they had a whole bunch of dead hogs in China.
I can tell you that because I just heard this the other day. Apparently, there is a pig virus that's been in this country floating around since May of last year that is killing the baby pigs.
The baby ones, yeah.
Which is what they use for pork chops and that type of cuts.
Why I'm paying a lot for the pork chops.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
The pork producers are quickly getting into a problem here as far as supply-demand goes.
Right, and this virus has already hit big in China, and they've lost like 5 million hogs over there. So, yeah, supply and demand. So demand is still high, supply isn't, so the prices are going up. But Tyson's seeing some benefit from that. Interestingly, Tyson's is also in the top 4% of all industries, so I kind of look for that now. That's a good thing for them. And you can see earnings estimates are going up sharply for this year. Analysts are real positive. It's about 35% earnings growth. Next year, they actually have the estimates as the same as this year. You don't normally want to see that, but I think the analysts are just kind of being cautious until, you know, they report again, get a little more guidance on what's going to happen later on this year, and then they'll start to change those estimates as well. So I'm not too concerned about 2015 at this point, especially because 2014 looks so good. And then you look at the chart. I put the 2-year up, and it's just been beautiful because I think a lot of people just are kind of been thinking, oh, the you know, food processing companies, it's not Google, it's not Priceline, but it's been undervalued for the last 2 years, and at 13 times, it still is undervalued, and it's got this tremendous growth. So it still is a good story.
Yeah, people are still enchanted with those big headline names, aren't they? It's interesting.
Yep.
Well, here's a home builder that you've uncovered with some value behind it, Taylor Morrison Homes.
Yeah, this is another area, kind of like the food guys, that has a lot of value. I've talked about various other home builders in the last couple of months.
Yep.
They're kind of out of favor industry too, although on the Zacks industry rank, they're in the top 11%. So that's also a great statistic that you might want to look for when you're screening for stocks. But these guys, I haven't talked about them. They're smaller. They're headquartered in Arizona, and they are mainly out west. So California, Arizona, Texas, those are all very hot housing markets right now. So earnings look really good for them. They're expected to see double digits again this year and next year. It's about 35% this year, 20% again next year. A lot of the home builders are like that. The analysts really like Taylor because they have a large land supply, which for any home builder, that's kind of key right now. If you got the land, you can build on it. And, you know, the thing with this stock you have to really watch, and with all the home builders, which is why I think they're undervalued, is because anytime there's news about housing, you know, there's some kind of slowdown, mortgage rates go up, the home builders get hit. And you can see the chart here from when they went IPO just a couple of years ago. It's really volatile. So you have to have kind of a strong stomach. Yes, there's value here, but you're going to have to kind of play these ups and downs based on market sentiment about housing. They actually said at the end of their last conference call that they saw some slowdown in orders at the beginning of January. Some of that might have been somewhat weather related, even out west, like in Texas area, but that they saw it picking up again at the end of January. So again, with them, we won't know until we get into the spring, real strong buying season. But everything about housing looks pretty good here, and mortgage rates, while they've come up, haven't come up as sharply as everyone anticipated. There's still demand for new housing, so I do like the new home builders.
Okay, do you own either one of these stocks?
I do not, but Tyson's is actually in the value investor portfolio.
Oh, all right. Well, check out some other stock picks and stock picking strategies on our website, Zacks.com. You can link to them right off the homepage, so if you're not there right now watching this video, get on over and check them out. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.